um start off too, y'all. We're gonna do a lot of client help today because we're getting geared up for the holiday season. So Holly and I were talking about how you make a decision now about where you're going to be after all this. And just getting to the other side of fat burn, it's 3 to 4 days. But once that happens, it's like you can be unstoppable. There's some okay, it's science, but it's also momentum in your brain that happens when you get from a state of metabolic dysfunction, you feeling all those symptoms of fatigue, of upset stomach, of skin discoloration, of the dull look that you have in your skin, of that, of not sleeping well. I mean, they're all so many different things. And then on the other end of that 4 days, when you're in fat burn, you wake up differently. You wake up happy. You have a special magical kind of feeling inside, and that's like your cells. That's your cellular health. So that's something new that we're all talking about because it's based on a proven study that we've released the results of recently that our program can reverse metabolic dysfunction in 16 weeks. So we're talking about that a lot, and we're also bringing all of our client conversations to that data. So if you don't have a Renfo scale or some type of smart scale, the one that we're recommending is actually on sale for $20 on Amazon right now. RENPHO. It's a scale where you get on it and you just let
I'll
it
put the
beep.
link in the
Thank you, Holly. You let it beep, and then it will show you everything from your body fat percentage, your muscle mass, your skeletal muscle mass, your BMI, but your metabolic age too, which is really fun, and then your visceral fat. So the visceral fat is, and we used to only like have that measurement of like using a tape measure, which is a great measurement to take, but that's that visceral fat. It's the fat around your waist where most of your organs are. It's the fat around your organs. So that affects how efficiently your organs can operate, right? It's also connected to data about the increased likelihood of cancers in those areas. So we want to decrease that body fat percentage, which our program has a 98% muscle mass retaining rate. And you lose more body fat. So what are we at now? 14% body fat? Was that yeah, amazing. So it's really fun because instead of waiting for your end goal where you calculate that, every single day when you get on that scale, you can see it like a game show. And that's so important for your brain to see that result, that happy energy, that cycle is flowing, and you're so much more likely to hit your goals when you see, oh, wow, look, my body fat percentage went down 1 point. Or, hey, it said that I was 45, but today it says I'm 44 in my metabolic age. That's so much fun to look at those data points. Feel free at any time to screenshot that and send it to your coach as well. We're going to take questions in just a little bit. Holly, I'd love for you to go ahead with what we were talking about this morning.
Well, we were talking about kind of, having a plan and goals as you enter this holiday season. And sometimes I'll even send out like a little poll to my clients, like, what are your goals this holiday season? How do you want to show up? Well, I also think it's useful to think about how do I want to show up on Thanksgiving? How do I want to show up for, whichever any December holidays that you may celebrate? And how do I want to show up entering a new year? And I think sometimes people are like, well, I just kind of want to like retain status quo. And then other people are like, no way, I'm fully on plan. I'm going to be 20 pounds down by January 1 or whatever. And then there's lots in between. There's lots of people who are, going to make some decisions like, okay, well, I know between now and then I will be seeing family. I've got this party, this and whatever, and kind of navigating. And I think so much of this journey for us is, you know, being mindful and having a plan always is the key. So if like for instance, Thanksgiving, it's like for I think 99% of the country, probably you get served the same dishes every year. That's part of the joy. I know that my husband's a chef. His stuffing or what do y'all call it? Dressing. I am Southern, but I've always called it stuffing because my parents aren't Southern. But anyway, um, having that is always like, ooh, that's the one thing on Thanksgiving that I'm like, yes, that is my total indulgence. Otherwise, I'm like, it's pretty easy to have an unplanned meal on Thanksgiving, turkey, green beans, whatever. But anyway, point being, we were just talking about kind of like, let's have a plan. And then also kind of how to navigate those feelings that come up that we all know. And I think for so many of us, it's been in the past just a knee-jerk reaction, like, oh, I'm at a party. There's a cookie. I better eat the cookie because it's a party and whatever. And Monica and I were laughing before because I'm like, even for me, like still to this day, getting in a car for like a road trip to go see someone or even on a flight, like my brain lights up and my whole body feels it. I'm like, it's peanut M&M and Dr. Pepper time. Like literally, it's ridiculous. But that is how my brain works. Anyway, but so we want to talk about kind of navigating that and then, navigating what this holiday season can look like for you. So,
I would actually love to know in the chat, you guys, where is a point that you are struggling with right now, um, in staying 100% on plan? Because a lot of times we wake up in the morning and we have full commitment. Today is gonna be 5 and 1 to a T. I'm gonna send my coach my food log, and it's gonna be perfect. I'm so ready. I'm gonna drop 2 pounds by tomorrow. I just know it. And then if you're a teacher, noon rolls around, you're going through lunch duty, and you're like, "Oh, here are the afternoon classes." And you might start thinking about, "I might go get a Smart Pop from the teacher's lounge," you know? And then if you're a person who's picking up kids at 3:30, when 3:30 hits and the kids get in the car, it's just a different type of feeling. It's a different type of commitment. You have to remind yourself of your why. And then 7 p.m. when the kids go to bed, sometimes we're all a pantry rat and we go in the pantry, we're just looking around. What's in here new? When it was the same thing as last night. So I just want to know, where are the point, like what while cooking dinner? Okay, Heather, like back in the day, pre-Optavia, I used to like drinking wine with cooking. That always went together. I don't know why I thought that I couldn't do that or I needed wine before the meal. But yes, like certain things that we associate. So go ahead and in the chat and put, when are those times that you really struggle?
ooh, nighttime after kiddos in bed, Katrina, I feel that. That was me, totally. I
What
feel
did you
like I
do?
could attribute like 40 pounds of weight gain just due to like for years, I worked a very intense job. I probably made it more intense than it needed to be honest. But anyway, I felt like I would get home, or well, I worked from home forever, but I would like end the work day, be with my kids for a little bit, and once they were in bed, that was like, ooh, time to pull out the computer, get back to work, and then mindless snacking. And it's so many of us. And actually, to be honest, what I love so much about this program and this community is before I did this plan, I always was like, something is wrong with me. I'm the only person on the planet who does this. Like, I literally thought I was broken. And then you come here where we all openly share and kind of lead with our vulnerabilities, and it's just a totally different game. And you're like, oh, wait. So, anyway, now it feels like my mission to make others feel seen. But so I love that. And I think late night is a big time for a lot of people.
Yeah. And it has a name now. It's revenge bedtime, especially for women. Like, because when you put everyone to bed that you've been taking care of all day, you're like, I'm a human. What do I need? It's like how in this hour-long time do I get in all the adult interaction that I want, tend to my romantic relationship with my partner, um, get my TV shows in and actually like be able to relax my face or something, like we think of all the things that we actually need or the things that we've been disciplined about during the day. And we're like, let me try to give a gift to myself. And a lot of us, it's just more convenient to give the gift of food and binging to yourself than to give the gift of working through some emotions that you need to work through, you know, or change, like figuring out the change in your life that needs to happen so that you're not taken advantage of anymore, or figuring out the change that needs to happen in your daytime job to where you feel more fulfilled. Those sort of things are a real gift to ourselves, but it is uncomfortable to be with your emotions and your true thoughts about your life. It's uncomfortable to confront that reality, which is really what we're doing every day when we step on the scale, right? That's why we do it daily. So that's what this meeting is here to do too, is to help you process these emotions. And we do it in a funny way because Holly and I, we get serious and sad together, but then we're also like cracking jokes. So I do want to know, during these times, like late at night, after dinner, someone said when I'm anxious, and I'd love to know if that's a certain time of day or if you think about a certain thing. So can you put in the chat now, What do you physically feel in your body before you go to the pantry? Or like Ashley, when I get home from work, like as a teacher, I didn't have any kids in my house at the time. So when I got home from work and my husband wasn't home, it was really exciting because it was just me. And that's when I would go get a glass of wine. So before you open the pantry or before you eat the thing, what, or get the popcorn or whatever, what is the feeling that you have in your body? What, like sweaty hands, like, do you know what you're actually feeling in your body when you go to parties and you are thinking about maybe eating that deviled egg or something? This may be a hard question for people, Holly, if they've never really
No, I think it's good. And actually, I like what Jeannie Parnell said, disconnected. That is, for me, that was part of it too. It was also just like a total disconnect from, I don't know. Yeah. The feeling I had inside of my body, not that you're asking me, Monica, but it
I
was
am.
just a general like uneasiness. And I think for years, as a highly anxious person that I am, I think for years, ever since I was a kid, I knew to calm that feeling in my body that just felt like, yeah, I got to do something, was to shove stuff in my mouth, and typically in copious amounts. But yeah, it was just it's literally like an overall feeling. But yeah, I mean, and you were when we were talking, I loved what you were saying because you're like, oh, if I'm at a party and I see something, you'll notice you might start to pick at your nails or
Oh. It's really that electrical current that you're talking about, that little feeling in your skin. You guys know that like that feeling is actually such a blessing. Like how able-bodied and young and full of life we are, that that is the electrical current that's under our skin. It, do you know, I'm being really woo-woo and weird, but that is a life force, that's vitality. Our society doesn't want us to be uncomfortable with that, or we don't know really what to do with that. So we do. We dampen it with alcohol. We eat sugar or crunchy things or carbs or whatever. Um, I even sometimes like just to let your mouth move, you know, and to be doing something at a party. But really, I feel like that kind of force in our life, that vitality, it's really good. It should lead to being creative. Okay, so some things that I've learned through researching this, because I had a lot of energy and I still do. And I do have a lot of thoughts in my brain, a lot. So like there are two parts of your nervous system, right? Usually when that part of your nervous system is in overdrive, we want to balance it out. And some natural ways to do that without eating and drinking alcohol are, well, number one, watch your caffeine, because like we do take in a lot of caffeine. It's part of our, you know, society is to like drink coffee and hang out. So you always have the choice of getting decaf. And when you do get decaf, you still have the same experience of drinking the coffee, you guys. So I've switched to that recently and it's great. And the less caffeine you take in, the more your body wakes up naturally on its own. So give that a shot. And also some easy things. Epsom salt baths are great for letting that parasympathetic nervous system be stimulated so it balances out. Simple yoga poses, like I was going to show y'all. Can I show them?
show us, yes.
So
Now,
ridiculous.
by the way, is this
Okay.
not such a treat? Monica is like, well, she's also a
Okay.
teacher and she's the smartest person ever. So
So
here
I
we
do
go.
this with my
Oh yeah,
toddler all the
I'm gonna
time.
spotlight you. Hold on, so
Okay.
everyone
Like
can see.
he like forces me to do stuff like this now because I taught him how to do this. But you just get down and scoot your bottom all the way to the wall, and then you put your legs up like this, and you just breathe here. Okay. You do that for like a long period of time, though. My therapist taught me that. And it immediately kicks in that other part of your nervous system. So I would love for y'all, like at work, go ahead and do that in your office space and tell me how it goes. But no, I honestly like that legs on the wall pose
Go
is
in your boss's office.
and you just breathe and really allow yourself to sit there and take 5 deep breaths. So that's the other thing that helps your parasympathetic nervous system is breathing. And like breathing in itself, when you get yourself to think about the breath, you can think about the Zoom square. Like inhale in the corner, exhale all the way to the box. And then here in this corner, a deep inhale through the nose, hold it for 5, and then exhale for 5 down, and do that. It's called box breathing. But when you take your brain and focus on something like that, it puts space between your emotions and your like reactive survival of the fittest type of natural response from the caveman days and your logical brain. And that's the time that you need in order to let your emotions pass and, like Holly said, ride that wave and do what you can to kick your body back into a balanced state so you can make the right choice. And you just have to do that enough for 4 days to get into fat burn, and then kind of fat burn feeling takes care of itself. Your cravings decrease, and we're rocking and rolling.
And the other thing too is like the more you do things like this, the easier it becomes. Like you strengthen that muscle, and then it's not like every single time my body's in fight or flight that I see an M&M, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that does get better. And I'm like, I know what those taste like. They kind of taste like wax. And I'm like, I also know more importantly how they make me feel if I eat them. Um,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
yeah.
We do have a question. Beverly, I hope you're on camera. And if not, can you come on because it's more fun for us to talk to a face? Beverly iPad, do you know how to come on camera? She's in the chat. Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
see.
She says, I've been stuck in the same weight for days, up and down point something. Um, Beverly, make sure that you're sending your weight with the date every single day to your coach so they can look at the trend over the week. Also at this time, I would always say take photos and send them to your coach, your before and afters. We're really good at lining them up, and we can tell you specifically what we see changing and the inflammation that we see that you probably won't be able to see yourself.
Hmm.
Measurements, I think, are great too. But
And it, yeah.
we'd love for you to come on camera. Go ahead, Holly.
I was just gonna say it's so natural too to have some of those fluctuations, and then often you might see like, oh, a 2 pound drop, and it can be so frustrating. And I know I have clients who are like, I just can't deal with the daily weight thing or whatever. But I think the more we can just look at it as data, and then overall the trend is going to be like this. But you're going to have little things just because all different things, you know.
Yeah. Y'all, the other thing too, I tell this to my clients all the time about like I'm trying to think of the nice word for it. Pooping. So like if you're not pooping, if you feel bloated and things like that, if you're new on plan, our probiotics are awesome. You will feel like that for a little bit until that probiotic is working and your body is regulated with it. So you're good. Just talk to your coach. But if you ever need to poop, Google digestive yoga poses. They are great. And hold them each for 5 breaths and it gets things moving. It's great. So I tell my clients that all the time. And I just thought if y'all are yoga people, you should do that. Okay.
I love it. Hold
Next
on, I'm gonna
one.
stop recording before we talk to clients.
Oh, thanks.
Right?
Oh, I'm so glad you got my legs on the wall.
Right here.
Me too. Oh,
Whoop, whoop.
there she is. Yeah.